Welcome to Earth's Mightiest Weirdos. We are in between Disney Plus shows for the first time in a little while, gentlemen, and it's a lot of fun to talk brackets, so that's what we're going to do. But Rob, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Good. We got Rob joining us tonight. Ethan had to do some family matters, so Rob's subbing in for us. So it's good to see you, Rob. Markie Mark. Rob, your shirt's red. Everybody else got the memo. This is my very first Spirit jersey, gentlemen.
Whoa!
Yeah. Oh, let's see. You know what's funny? I don't own one, but I think some people are meant to be backup singers, and some people are meant to stand out in front and be Beyonce. So I'm gonna.
If we did have a Beyonce in this group, it's absolutely you, Markie Mark. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm ready for this. I re-marathoned Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I love it every time I rewatch it more and more. I'm there.
Good. I haven't had a chance to rewatch it yet. I've got a lot going on. Mark Valentine, how are you doing this evening, sir?
Gentlemen, twinsies.
It's like we planned it or something. But you are the Red Wing to our Captain America.
Yes.
So we will absolutely take that. But just to do a jersey plug here, the back, honestly, is my favorite part. I think it's awesome.
I also like how sparkly it is on the
silver. It is a
silver.
little sparkly. It is my first Spirit jersey, like I said. So
yeah.
Gentlemen, let's get into it right away. We've got a lot to get into tonight. But first and foremost, I want to start Earth's Mightiest Weirdos by talking about the greatest 3 minutes Marvel Studios has given us. Oh, man, it was great. They're getting us hyped to go back to the movie theaters. Dude, it was so good. It was. If you have not watched the Marvel Studios Back to the Movies, then go. How you doing, Esther? So go check it out after Earth's Mightiest Weirdos is over. But there's a lot of things that came out of that. But let's talk about the feelings that we had watching that 3-minute trailer. Markie Mark, what did you think of that 3-minute Back to the Movies trailer?
Am I allowed to spoil? Like, can I just ruin it all? Is that okay? Are we there?
Yeah, there's nothing that like.
It's a trailer.
As soon as
Not even that,
Stanley's
it's a
voice
commercial.
came on, I was locked in. I had the chills, and I didn't think I could get more. And then when they showed the audience perspective to remind everyone what it was like to be in the theater for Endgame, I was there. Yep, I loved it.
Mark Valentine, I know it got you too.
The Stan Lee, the voiceover really hit me in the feels. Like that just floored me to hear his voice, and that narrative did it for me. But I mean, listen, let's face it. It's been a year, guys, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And the four of us, especially, we miss the movies. We miss the movies. We miss sitting in that theater. We miss the shared experience. It's great to watch this stuff on Disney Plus. It's great to do stuff like this. But like Mark just said, there's nothing like sitting in a packed house, seeing that stuff happen for the first time. So Stan Lee's his narrative really just it hit me like a sledgehammer. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Stan Lee talking about how it's great to be amongst people. Marvel really flexing their muscles about, hey, we're going to carry the movie theater industry, and we don't have a shortage of movies to do that. Rob, you just watched it for the very first time. What are your thoughts?
I love it. It's exactly what Disney in general does well. They have so much history and so much to pull from and such a bright future to go to. And the logical side of me, the business side of me, what a genius thing to do. They just got you excited for the next 3 years after basically a world hiatus of life for all of us. They had to do something like that, and they did it perfectly.
Yep. So we got footage from Black Widow, some new footage we'd never seen before. We got footage from Shang-Chi. Most of it was from the trailer that we saw last week. We saw our first ever footage from Eternals, which comes out in May. And it is directed by Chloe Zhao, who just won Best Director at the Academy Awards, as well as Best Picture for Nomadland. So that's a big thing under Marvel's belt. We saw Angelina Jolie with that sword. Oh, it looked great. After that, we got Spider-Man No Way Home. What this did for me is it solidified all the release dates, too. I needed it confirmed that Spider-Man was still in December because we hadn't heard so much.
Yeah.
And then we got Multiverse of Madness in March, then Thor Love and Thunder in May. Then we got the official title for Black Panther 2 called Wakanda Forever coming out in July. We also got the official title for Captain Marvel 2 called The Marvels, which has Monica Rambeau's logo in the A of the Marvels, and then Kamala Khan's S from her costume as the end of the Marvels. We also got release dates in February for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and we got a release date for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in November. in May of 2023, and then they teased us with a Fantastic Four logo at the end. They didn't put a date on that one, but man, like we've talked so much on Earth's Mightiest Weirdos about Phase 4 on Disney Plus. Like that's the movie theater slate, gentlemen. We've got all the other Disney Plus shows still coming. Lots and lots happening in Marvel Studios. Stay tied to us here at Earth's Mightiest Weirdos to talk all about it. So, gentlemen, should we get into our discussion for this evening, picking our favorite characters?
Yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah,
Game
before
on.
we do that, just really good stuff right now going on in the comments. Sarah Thurgood said, I haven't been inside of a theater over a year with crying emojis. Dwayne says, this Diz Daz says, I missed the movie so bad, my Regal Pass. And Frankie is reliving fond times of yesteryear, saying, I've had many theater experiences with Markie Mark, and we will have many. My Regal Pass. And Frankie is reliving.
Getting a little feedback there.
Sorry about that. That's okay.
Perfect. Well, gentlemen, let's get into it. Mark, do you have a PDF of the bracket to show people in case they were taking a look at it or no? All right, perfect. I shared it on Facebook. If you do want to see it, check out Earth's Mightiest Weirdos in This Is Life Facebook group. But it's on there. So we're just going to get right down into it. It's a bracket of 64, gentlemen. There's a lot of fun characters. Some of these we're going to spend a little extra time on, but especially early on, we are just going to set up our bracket. First and foremost, go ahead.
What are the rules? What are the rules? Is this strongest? Is this most congenial? What are we voting for? To let the people in the comments know.
Thank you for the question. The answer is sexiest, so we can all skip to the very end of Steve Rogers versus Thor. No, the answer is favorite. However you define favorite is how I want you to vote. If favorite means your favorite means they are the longest or they are the strongest, then go ahead and vote for that. But wait, favorite Bryan, is favorite.
I'm not able to vote for my favorite because you're not on the bracket.
You suck up.
Oh.
All right, gentlemen. Well, let's get into it. So how we're going to do it, and audience, we want you to keep up with this fast-paced nature as well. So we're going to go around the screen. If it's tied 2-2, audience is going to break the vote. So stay up to date as fast as possible. First game, Steve Rogers versus the Collector. Is anybody voting for the Collector?
You know we can't.
Perfect. No. Yeah. Phil Coulson, Pepper Potts. Rob. Oh, we lost Rob for a second there. Let's go to Markie Mark. He looks so happy.
Yeah, he's so happy.
Mark Valentine. Coulson or Pepper Potts?
I'm going to take Pepper.
Ooh, Rob.
Ooh. Am I here?
There he is.
Got me all right. Coulson. I'm going Coulson.
Coulson. I go Coulson as well. He advances. Clint Barton versus Hank Pym. Rob.
Ooh, it's a tough one. I'm gonna go Hawkeye though. I'm going Clint Barton.
Clint Barton. Mark Valentine.
I'm going to go with Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. Mark?
Hot guy gets the Hawkeye, or Hawkeye gets the... Anyways, Hawkeye.
Groot versus Mantis.
Ooh, oh.
Rob?
I am Groot.
Mark Valentine.
We are Groot.
We are Groot. You going to vote for Mantis there, Rob? Or Markie Mark? Sounds like?
Nope. We are Groot. You heard the man.
All right. Peter Quill, Star-Lord versus Happy Hogan. I love Happy so much. I love Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to give Happy a vote?
I do.
Happy.
Oh, sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Happy, we're going to send you to go get some cheeseburgers. All right, buddy? We're going to send you. We're going to send you on a cheeseburger run a little bit sooner than you'd probably like.
I'll vote for Happy. I'll be a rebel. I'll vote Happy. I know he's going to lose. I'll vote Happy.
One of my favorite Happy Hogan moments is in Iron Man 3 where he's holding up the iPad and Tony's like, am I talking to the forehead of security? Star-Lord advances. Scott Lang versus Mysterio, the criminally underrated Mysterio at a 14 seed, I will say. Yeah. Does anybody want to vote for Mysterio over Ant-Man?
Love him as a villain. Love his theme.
Yep. Nice job. Nice job by Jake Gyllenhaal. But Scott Lang is one of my favorites. He's a 3 seed for a reason.
Shaking your hand too long.
Markie Mark, Korg or Drax?
Oh man. Drax, because
wow, he has famously huge turds.
I know, because just Drax. God.
Rob.
I'm going Korg, man. I could watch Korg all day. You could trade Korg with Drax in the Guardians, and I would be a happy camper.
Mark Valentine.
Well, listen, I would make a joke and say something funny, but nothing goes over Drax's head. So I'm going to go with Drax.
His reflexes are too fast. He would catch it. I'm going Korg as well, which makes it 2-2. So in the comments, we have Korg, Drax, Korg, Drax, Drax.
Come on, people.
Korg.
Ooh.
I won't be mad with either winner. I won't be mad.
Sarah says no Korg. So I'm counting that as a vote for Korg because I'm hoping she said no. Next comment gets it. So we'll come back to that one.
Come on, Bryan.
Carol Danvers versus Howard. Oh, Drax just took it.
Oh, wow.
That makes me sad that Korg is
I'm
out.
kind of sad.
That makes me so sad. Carol Danvers, Howard Stark. Anybody going to vote for Howard Stark here?
I will. I will vote for Howard. I like Howard.
I like
really
Howard too.
I really like him in Agent Carter too.
If I could put a preference for long-haired Carol Danvers, but other than that, I'm still going Carol Danvers.
Hey, Peter Parker.
Oh,
You got something for me?
chills.
All right, we'll stick on the left side of the bracket here. T'Challa beats Zuri. We're just going to absolutely do that, even though Zuri, Forrest Whitaker's character in Black Panther, is great. Gamora versus Nebula. This one's harder than you would think. I love Paper Football Nebula a lot.
True.
I'm casting my vote for Nebula. Rob?
I'm going Gamora. I love Gamora.
Mark Valentine.
Gamora. They're not ripe.
Markie Mark.
Give me Mora of Gamora.
Oh, you're okay.
God, I love you.
I am casting my vote right now in the next one, a 5-12 matchup. The criminally underrated Justin Hammer at 12. I love Justin Hammer.
Dance, Bryan. Do the dance.
Yeah. I don't know. I just love the part where he leans out from the bar when he's talking to Elon Musk. Justin Hammer for me, but I'm sure Loki's going to take it for for everybody else.
Man.
He's gonna. I asked for suits. I asked for. Can you put your head in this? Can you put your head in that? You got to pick Loki though, man. I can't not pick Loki, but I love Hammer.
Mark Valentine.
It has to be Loki.
Marky Mark.
I understand. It's not Hammer time for me, so I'm going Loki.
Can't touch this.
Again, criminally underrated at 13. Heimdall against number 4, Vision. Vision has Vision for me.
It's going to be Vision for me too, but it's a hard one. I like Heimdall.
Hot take. Heimdall. No, he's a snoozer for me. Heimdall is a snoozer for me. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm going Vision. Vision.
All right.
Sorry,
Hope Van Dyne, the Wasp. We're going to start with Marky Mark here. Hope Van Dyne, the Wasp versus the Blue Man, Yondu. His death was wonderful. I mean, it was well executed.
Was it? I have Hope for Hope to go a long way.
Mark Valentine.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Ooh.
Rob.
I'm going to lose on this.
No, this is harder than I thought, but I didn't pick Hank Pym, so I'm picking his daughter. I'm going with Hope.
Wow. 2-2.
Yeah.
In the comments, we have Wasp, Yondu, Wasp, Yondu. We'll give the audience just another minute or less.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah Thurgood.
Yondu, it's
Bryan, way to bring up that.
Wasp just got another one. Wasp wins.
Yes. Thanks, Amanda. Thanks.
Way to bring up what?
It had two. It had two simultaneously. Amanda set it over the edge.
Bryan just bringing up that funeral scene.
Wait.
Yondu's making a comeback here. I'm not giving up hope yet.
We have to come back. To this.
All right, we'll come back. We'll move on to the next one.
Man.
Natasha Romanoff versus Ultron.
Ooh.
It's a weird one, right?
It's an odd one. There's not many villains in here. Like even Thanos is like a 10 seed. So
this is not the age for Ultron. We're gonna go
Black Widow.
Yeah.
You got to go Black Widow.
Yeah.
Clean sweep for Black Widow. M'Baku versus Lupita Nyong'o's Nakia. This is a very difficult one for me.
I'm so mad at you.
We did get Esther in the comments voting for Ultron. That's amazing. I love that.
Good for you. Good for you.
I'll go first. This isn't a difficult one for me. I like M'Baku better. Nakia is probably my least favorite of the female Black Panther characters.
Wow.
That might be true, actually. Okoye and Shuri are better. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I would
that
agree with
kind of made that one easy for me.
M'Baku for Rob, M'Baku for me. Marky Mark?
M'Baku.
He wins. Yeah. Bruce Banner, Hulk in all of his manners versus Cassie Lang. We are absolutely advancing the Hulk. Gentlemen, we have a tie in the comments. It looks like Wasp moves on for being the higher seed.
Okay.
Move
Oh,
over to the other side of the bracket. We have Thor versus Crossbones. Nobody is going to vote for Crossbones.
no.
This is a good one. The 8 seed Luis versus Valkyrie. Luis takes the cake for me.
Luis.
Same way I feel as like with Korg. It's got to be Luis.
I agree.
I really hope we get Luis in a shrunken state in Ant-Man Quantumania.
I really hope that we get a recap of everything that's happened from Luis.
They said they have one.
Yeah.
They said they filmed it.
So they did film it. They showed it at Comic-Con, and it was Luis and Paul Rudd, and they were explaining it's how they revealed that Michelle Pfeiffer was playing Hank Pym's wife. So it's out there. They did a whole recap of the MCU, but they only showed it at Comic-Con, and I need to see it. The 5 seed Bucky Barnes versus the 12 seed of Helmut Zemo.
If he was
Anybody going to vote for Zemo?
If he was only going to dance for the rest of his time in the MCU, I'd pick him. But other than that, we're going Bucky.
This is a criminal matchup. I have to say, this is a shame that we're getting this right here
because they're two criminals.
Because yes,
they're smooth criminals when they dance.
I like them both. I would want to advance both of them, depending on what the matchup would be. But I guess that's why they do this way.
I'm going for Buck.
If you have not watched Marvel Studios Assembled on Disney Plus from this past Friday, we get a commercial of Zemo selling coats in Sokovia, and it is great. You need to watch it. It's wonderful. Rocket Raccoon versus Talos. Talos is wonderful, but he's not going to beat Rocket.
Exactly.
Anybody voting for Talos? You're only clever on Earth, pal. Peggy Carter versus the guy in the chair. Ned Leeds.
Peggy.
Of course, Peggy.
Yeah.
Mark Valentine.
Peggy.
Sam Wilson versus the mustache from WandaVision, Phil Jones.
Everybody's picking Sam. You're wearing the shirts. You guys didn't spend all that money on Captain America.
Captain America, please. Thank you.
If they gave me a Phil Jones Spirit jersey, I would absolutely buy that. So, I mean, if that's going to be our definition. Eric Killmonger, Stevens versus Wong.
Yes.
From Doctor Strange.
Killmonger, please.
Killmonger. I go Killmonger as well.
Wong's invited to my wedding. I'm going Wong.
Is he really?
No. Maybe.
Bryan.
Markie Mark. 2 Wongs do not make this right.
Oh, I'm curious what Mark's going to pick.
Killmonger should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actor. That was criminally insane. Wong is the funny sidekick, but seeing how Killmonger is arguably possibly the best villain in the MCU, I got to go Killmonger.
Thank you.
Wow.
I love you, Wong. I love you, Wong. You're not a Wong answer.
I really hope that he's invited to your wedding. That'd be awesome. I don't know what kind of circles you run in, man.
I know.
Wanda Maximoff versus
up.
Lady Sif in the Warriors 3.
Wait, who was it?
I feel like we're Lady Sif in the Warriors 3 right now, but I'm
Scarlet Witch.
I'm still going with Wanda.
Who's Lady Sif? You've got the longest hair.
I think I am.
We also are all wearing the same shirt.
Yeah.
All right.
WandaVision.
I just want to call out the 16 seed in the next matchup. We have the 1 seed Tony Stark versus the 16 seed, which is the rat that saved the universe in Endgame. He at least deserved to be on the bracket.
Agreed.
Number 8 seed Shuri. This is the hardest matchup of the first round for me. Shuri versus Jimmy Woo. We could spend a little time on this one if we need to.
Because we had WandaVision, I'm going to go Jimmy Woo.
Wow. Asian Jim with the vote.
Oh, I'm going Jimmy Woo too.
Plus that's magic.
Okay, there was a clear. You'll notice there's a couple of sidekicks. I'd rather have those sidekicks.
Yeah.
I'm voting for Shuri. Mark Valentine, are you going to put us in a tie situation?
I am going to put it into a tie and let the people vote because it's it's too close for me. I want the people to decide this. In the comment section, you're voting for Shuri or Jimmy Woo. I don't want to take that away from the people.
Sarah Thurgood says Lady Sif sounds like an STD. That makes me laugh.
Sarah, I was going to say it, but I didn't want to say it.
All right, so we've got a vote for Woo, Shuri, Woo, Kenny,
Woo girls.
I've been watching too much Mighty Ducks.
Kenny Woo was on the last
Asian
episode.
Jim just got a vote.
Asian Jim, yeah. Jimmy Woo advances, gentlemen.
Wow, awesome.
Wow.
Shuri, man. Shuri's such a great character.
She is.
Can
That's
someone
such a
give
bad
Can
matchup.
someone give it a Ric Flair Woo? in celebration.
Woo!
Nick Fury versus Pietro Maximoff. I feel like this one's
man.
going to be easy. I'm not even going to bother.
You got to say the joke though, because
They
it works for both of them.
Pietro?
You didn't see that coming.
Oh,
That's great on both.
If you're listening to audio only, he quoted Pietro Maximoff from Age of Ultron, but he covered his eye like Nick Fury. Get it?
I can't believe you made that joke.
I loved it.
That's a great joke.
I loved it.
that was a little.
Patrick Walsh voted for Pietro in the comments. Good for Patrick.
Sticking to your guns, Patrick. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. James Rhodey Rhodes versus what's his name? I just blanked on his name. Jeff Goldblum, the Grandmaster
Yep.
Oh,
from
God.
Thor. I love the melt stick a lot.
I'm taking the Grandmaster.
Really?
Yep.
For those of you that don't know, the Grandmaster is brothers with
The Collector.
the Collector from Guardian.
Yeah.
Which I would love to
Rob.
see one day on screen, them do a contest of champions.
Brody is he's a wet rag for me. I
Whoa.
don't need to see him at all. He is boring.
So when he was on screen in Falcon and Winter Soldier, you didn't care.
Boring.
You're boring.
Rhodey is boring.
Wow.
See, now, I
There's
will
a
say
hot take.
this.
Somebody record that.
That is a hot take.
He's also half the man he used to be.
Both Terrence Howard.
Wow.
Wow. Both
Wow.
Terrence Howard and Don Cheadle. I love them both.
Nope.
But
I'm not a Terrence Howard guy.
no. But
He didn't have
Goldblum's
breath.
always good. Goldblum's always going to win for me, man. I'm going Grandmaster too.
Oh crap.
I'm
Hey,
going
dude,
Rhodes.
I'm going Rhodey by a long shot. So
Rhodey
this
is a wet rag, man. He's boring.
Leave it to the
No,
people.
He's not.
No, he's not. You're a
All right,
wet rag right
we
now.
got it to the people. We got Rhodes, Grandmaster, Rhodes, Grandmaster. So Rhodes has one more vote. We'll give it another minute.
Come
But
on,
we
people.
will talk. Rob, you talked about wanting to see it one day.
Yes.
If you go to Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout in California, there is a 10 by 20 painting in the lobby of the Grandmaster with his brother
That's awesome.
playing checkers. And I actually,
They need to
I'm
sell
going to go
that.
get it because I have this. I
You
have this
sell
painting
it?
and I want to show it.
Okay, good.
That's awesome.
Jared, good
Yeah.
vote.
But while he's doing that, because I don't know how you guys watch it too. I know they did it on one of the. I think Ultimate Spider-Man did it at some point. But I love when the Collector and the Grandmaster just kind of used all the superheroes like chess pieces.
Yep.
And put them on teams and they get to fight each other. I hope we see that in the future one day.
I love that you're watching that Ultimate Spider-Man.
I love it.
They took off the 90s Spider-Man off Disney
I
Plus.
saw
Come
it.
on.
So if you look at this, it's a recreation of the painting, but it's got you see the Grandmaster has a lightsaber on his belt and the Porg down here in the corner. Follow at Galarin Art on Twitter. Moshe Galarin painted that for me. He's one of my buddies, and it's a wonderful painting. But they have a 10 by 20 version of this on the wall at Mission Breakout. And
That's
it's cool.
That's wonderful.
We are
That's
being
cool.
joined in the comments by our resident weirdo, Ethan. We're thinking of you, man. He says, guys, I feel like Jay Pierpont Finch when I say this, but it's been a long day. Looking handsome dudes. Love Rob with the Red Wing shirt.
Thanks, dude. We miss you.
Yeah, buddy.
I have a question. Who's Jay Pierpont Finch?
I don't
I
know.
just went with it. Rob, you're the music
Okay.
guy on the show.
I figured it was like some Broadway reference. So so we got Rhodes, Rhodey. Okay, Rhodey
It's
made
Rhodey.
a comeback, so we're
Yeah,
good.
it's Rhodey, hands down. Yeah. It's
Oh,
not
it's
even
the
close.
it's the character from How to Succeed in Business with that. I didn't see that.
Oh,
play.
I actually like that one. Dang it.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
didn't
see
get
that
that.
one.
That's my bad.
Monica Rambeau or I don't know, Darcy Lewis.
Oh,
This is a very difficult one for the most part. However, Monica Rambeau takes the cake for me.
Really, I'm surprised. Now, see, I'm in sidekick land. I want some
Good
more
job,
comic
Ethan.
relief. I'm taking Darcy.
Darcy, Mark Valentine. I bet this one's hard for Mark.
This was come back to me, please.
Markie Mark.
Darcy.
2-1. Should we leave this up to Darcy's? Darcy's
yeah.
winning in the comments.
I'm
so.
throwing it to the audience again, guys. Sorry. I want the people to vote.
Honestly, it's a good idea because these are close for us in general.
Yeah.
We got Darcy, Monica, Darcy. Darcy advances. That makes me really, really sad. Monica's
You're
such
really
a great
sad
character.
tonight.
Doctor Strange versus Agatha all along.
It was. Oh, I know who's gonna win this.
Does anybody want to vote for Agatha?
No.
She's gonna win. I bet the people at
No,
home are
she's
voting
not.
for Agatha. No.
Strange.
Strange.
He has too good of a journey. I'm with Strange.
yeah.
Yeah.
Strange.
Sorry to the audience, but they don't get a. They
What
don't
the
get a
doctor
break this
ordered.
tie.
Oh, we're using made up names.
But we've even got multiple Stranges in the comments. We're good. Okoye versus Thanos.
Okoye.
Does anybody want to be the psycho person and vote for Thanos?
Yeah, I do. I'll vote for Thanos.
I'm
Wow.
definitely voting for. He's one of the most compelling villains ever. I'm 100%.
I'm snapping
voting
on
for
both of
Thanos.
you.
No,
I'm surprised you feel that way.
Yeah, I like him as a villain. Like I don't root for him, but like those movies are awesome because of him.
He's a super compelling character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's compelling.
Hang on. Bryan, did you vote yet or no?
I'll vote for Okoye to make it interesting.
Man,
Thanos is killing it in the comics.
Thanos,
right now.
yeah,
being the
Thanos
Shakespeare guy,
wins no matter
I
what
think,
you do.
I think Thanos comes off like very Shakespearean. I'm gonna go with Thanos. I'm gonna snap my vote for that.
Okoye is still so wonderful.
Yeah, she is Thanos.
I don't even think. Yeah, I just realized Sharon Carter's not even on this, nor does she belong.
I know. I
Wow.
noticed that.
The rat that saved the universe should be on there.
Exactly my thought.
Hey, Peter Parker.
Underoos.
Hey. Mark, you do that so well.
You got something for me?
Yeah, it's a little creepy, honestly.
I wish you all at home listening could see Mark's face when he does it. Like
I kind of have the Carol Danvers cut too.
Like Brie Larson needs to talk to you about being like a stand-in.
Her stunt double is Mark Valentine, please.
Sarah Thurgood in the comments, if you'll throw up her latest one, it says, "So Thanos is so misunderstood. He just wanted some peace and quiet." Man, around my kids today, I understand that.
Just wanted to go to the garden.
About half of the audience agrees with that comment.
Rob.
Ooh, I get that reference. Nobody's going to vote for Maria Hill over Peter Parker, right?
No.
All right. It's still not interesting yet, but let's go back through. We got Steve Rogers versus Phil Coulson.
It's got
his idol.
It's
Coulson's idol, but
one is a fan of the other one. It's that easy.
Phil would vote for Steve.
Yeah.
Clint Barton Hawkeye versus Groot.
Oh, I know who Frankie's voting for. Dang, this is hard. That's what she said.
You just that was way too. Rob, how about you? Groot. Clint Barton.
This is very tough. I'm going with Clint though.
Is it though? Like, dude,
Yeah.
I don't get the Hawkeye train. I don't get it at
Really?
all. He's not my guy.
I'm going to vote for Clint.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's two.
I think I'm going Clint.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, do you want me to leave it up to the people? Bryan, don't be mad at me.
No, it's fine. But let's see what the audience says. We got Clint. Katie says Goot, so I'm going to go with Groot there.
I'll tell you really
Clint,
quick.
Groot, Hawkeye, Groot.
I'll tell you, here's my little thing with Groot. I feel like there's too many different versions of him that I can't get that same feel. Like Clint, I can see the up and down journey, but we get this old version of Groot. Then you get baby Groot. Then we have hormonal teenage Groot.
I'm gonna also say because of Groot, there's too many small characters now, and he got watered down. He's not special anymore.
Correct.
Like there's too many baby characters now.
I agree.
Grogu would exist with or without baby Groot.
True.
Yeah,
I agree. Mark, everything you just said, man. Everything you just said was 100%.
Favorite version of Groot, Rob.
Oh, good. I'm gonna go baby.
Adult Groot Guardians 1. Yeah.
Can I throw one thing though before you go, Mark? I do love though when he makes the handle for Stormbreakers. That's the only reason that's one of my favorite Marvel moments ever. Peter, where's the handle? I love the whole thing about it.
Yes.
Everything. So it was almost that. It was
Tree. I can't find the handle.
Oh God, I love it.
I'm going baby Groot. I'm going baby Groot.
And then when we get I am Groot, I am Steve Rogers. Oh, it's
that's
wonderful.
a line too.
All right. Hawkeye advances. We have Star-Lord Peter Quill versus Scott Lang Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
This one's impossible. Ant-Man. Okay. Mark Valentine.
Come back to me.
Oh,
This is very, very close, so I don't want anybody to think it's easy. But Paul Rudd's got just a little bit over for me, so I'm going Ant-Man.
If we were going, I mean, it's hard to say. Yeah, no. If we're going actors only, Paul Rudd still probably beat. I was going to call him Andy Dwyer, Chris Pratt. But yeah. So Mark, will make it easy on you. You don't even have to vote because I'm also going Ant-Man.
Thank you. I'll abstain.
Drax versus Carol Danvers.
Hey there, Peter Parker.
Oh, so good. Just for that, I'm going to go. Yeah. I know. I just want her to go all the way just because of that.
Hey, Peter Parker, you got something for me? Markie
I'm going
Mark.
I think Mark answered my question for me.
Mark Valentine.
Yeah. Carol.
Rob?
Carol.
All right. T'Challa versus Gamora. I don't think this is even a tough one.
No,
It's
Gamora's
T'Challa.
great.
T'Challa
but
for me.
She's not T'Challa.
Wakanda forever.
Correct.
Loki versus Vision. This one is extremely difficult for me.
Loki.
Wow, you guys didn't even think about it.
No hesitation.
I'm going Vision.
I'm going Loki too, and the only reason is for me, my favorite versions of Vision are through WandaVision, getting to see him. But it's also like this manifested version of Vision. I feel like, again, Loki has such a high up and down arc, so and he gets his own. I guess they both got their own series, but I'm still going Loki.
Man, wow,
Nice.
It's not easy, Brian. It's not easy. I don't even think it's easy.
Brian, let's play Get Help.
I'm not doing Get Help.
I'm not doing
it.
It's humiliating. That is how it feels. Okay, we got Wasp versus Black Widow. I'm already written it down. This shouldn't be very hard. Black Widow.
It is.
Black Widow.
It's Black
I love
Widow.
that it's Battle of the Creatures, though.
I'm envisioning a scenario where they both have to fight to prove why.
Listen, I've fallen for Black Widow. I think we all have.
All right.
Where's that's fair. That trailer today, we saw new stuff with David Harbour as Red Guardian. We saw Yelena Belova, played by Florence Pugh, who's our new Black Widow.
Yep.
That's the least movie that I'm looking forward to, and I still cannot wait for it. I'm so excited.
And on a side note, she can really stick the landing on a superhero landing.
She's got that down.
I mean, she's on the knees, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
M'Baku versus Bruce Banner.
Look out.
I mean, we're all picking Hulk. We know where it's going.
Listen to your mom.
Yeah. I'm going to Hulk out.
You want a picture with me? I'm Ant-Man.
They don't know.
I'm wearing
Take
shirts
the damn
now.
camera.
Take the camera. I love that one so much. Thor versus Luis. It's sad, but Luis has to go.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I agree, Thor.
Bucky Barnes versus Rocket Raccoon. Let's really stretch our legs out on this one, guys.
Wow.
Mark Valentine looks like he already has his mind made up.
Man, when
I
Bucky's
do.
arm
Go
went
ahead,
to the
Mark.
ground, Rocket
This
went
is
running.
not Buck. I love you. Sebastian, I'll see you in the Star Wars universe soon. Rocket Raccoon for me. I love Rocket. He's
favorite
hysterical.
Guardian.
Yeah, Rocket.
Yeah, he's my favorite Guardian as well.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like at some point, even if we pick Rocket, we're going to get a piece of Bucky because he's going to get that arm.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about the matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's how appropriate.
But again,
I'm gonna get that arm.
Much closer than I want it to be. But Rocket, Rocket's going to win out.
Oh man, the comments are blowing up right now.
Oh, let's see him.
Wow.
Bucky,
Rocket, by the way.
Bucky, Rocket. So Bucky's winning in the comment. Who are you voting for?
I'm going Rocket.
Yeah.
Rocket. Okay, Rocket clean sweep for us. So that makes
Wow,
the comments.
Sorry, guys.
Was Bucky? I wonder if Bucky was going to get the vote from anybody before Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Well, I was going to say Bucky is also very fresh in everybody's mind, so you got to kind of put your head in that other
bias.
mindset.
After the show, it was really hard not to vote for Bucky, but I love Rocket's growth, and then like you said, he's my favorite Guardian. So it'd feel weird not voting for my favorite Guardian.
Some news came out last week that there's a much more extended version of Bucky flirting with Sam's sister,
Yes.
and I want it. I want
Hey
it
there,
bad.
Bucky Barnes.
Oh, now it's getting weird.
I want that. Peggy Carter versus Sam Wilson.
Ooh,
On your left.
I hate you so much.
We know we're going to do this to ourselves.
I have a daughter named after Peter Parker and Peggy Carter, so I mean,
I hate you so much.
I'm going to give Peggy a vote.
Nope.
No, I'm
Sam.
not. Sam. Yeah.
Cap.
We lost Rob again, but I think he's voting for Sam. Oh, no, you're there. You were just frozen. I'm sorry. So we got Sam. Mark, I'm going to make you vote anyway, even though it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
Don't do that to him. Look at him. He's
Yeah,
like I was before.
Mark
I
got
got
so
to-
many passes. I
got to abstain before. Let him
Yeah.
let him abstain. It's
All right,
pointless.
fine. Killmonger versus the Scarlet Witch.
Killmonger.
Really?
Wow.
No
Didn't even think about it.
hesitation. I know, no
Yeah.
hesitation too.
I think you're making it interesting, but of course, Scarlet Witch. It's got to be Scarlet Witch.
Oh, here goes Bryan. He's got a prop.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
That costume is wonderful.
Scarlet Witch for me too.
Scarlet Witch for me. Rob.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch.
All right, she moves on. Mark didn't even hesitate, man.
Nope.
Tony Stark versus Jimmy Woo.
See, this is funny that we're at the point now where you know how much I love those comedic characters, but the big guys are going to take them out now for me. Tony Stark.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they have to.
Listen, Tony Stark is the George Washington of the MCU. I love him.
Yesterday was what, May 2nd?
Mhm.
It was the 13-year anniversary of Iron Man. It was
crazy
wonderful.
already.
I know,
It's
right?
the
I can't believe it's
anniversary
13
of
years
the
old.
first Spider-Man movie.
The Sam Raimi Spider-Man? The
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire one? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. That's
Wait,
19
how many-
years old.
Wow.
It came
Yeah.
out in 2002, yeah. So next year's 20. That's nuts. Holy
Owen
crap.
Wilson, wow on that.
Wow.
Wow. Like, you're Loki. Wow.
Oh, all right.
Wow.
Over under the amount of episodes that it takes for us to get an Owen Wilson wow.
One.
Will it be in the very first episode? I
One.
think it will as
Yeah.
well.
As soon as he meets him. Wow.
Owen Wilson
I
is
agree.
appearing in Loki. Yep, I think we get it in the first episode. Nick Fury versus James Rhodes. We already know Mark Valentine's vote. Rob, Nick Fury, James Rhodes.
I'm going Fury, man. He's like the godfather of this whole thing.
Yeah. Fury Road.
Wow. I would have voted Rhodes. Okay. Darcy Lewis, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Same thing as where the like I said, the big guns are taking out the comedy characters.
All right, we got Doctor Strange. Even though I mean, he's a big gun, but like he hasn't been in that much.
He hasn't been in that much, but I mean, now for me personally, I relate to Doctor Strange so much. I like, he went.
You're a
that
master of the mystic arts as well, huh?
Of course. I like how he had such a big ego, how he was humbled, and then what he's done with that. It's a great story for me.
Thanos versus.
Hey there, Peter Parker.
I waited for it.
See, the nice thing is we can, even if Carol gets eliminated, we can still get that little bit.
That's fair.
I hope so. It's pretty marvelous.
Anybody voting for Thanos?
I'm
No.
gonna vote for Thanos.
Nope.
But I love this. I absolutely love this matchup, and it's two of the most powerful characters in the entire MCU too, which is just coincidence, but it's great.
I don't know if Markie Mark would agree with that one necessarily.
What?
Wow, we got some votes.
Spider-Man
for Thanos.
being one of the most powerful characters.
No, you said Thanos versus.
Peter
Peter
Parker.
Parker.
Oh, I thought you were doing the Carol Danvers. I don't have the thing written.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no,
I thought
no,
it
no.
was. I
No,
thought it was
Peter Parker.
Thanos. There's Carol Danvers. That's
Oh,
No,
my
no,
no,
Thanos
no.
versus Peter Parker. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Peter Parker.
Yes, of course, Peter Parker.
Okay. All right. Cool.
We have Bing Bong's going to take us to the moon.
Wow, look
Hey,
at
Bing
that.
Bong, what's good, my man?
Bing
He
Bong's
broke-
picture is
Bing
just a
Bong.
black circle. I
he
want to
broke-
see Bing Bong.
Yeah, he broke. Well, he's no longer. He's gone. Spoiler
Oh,
alert.
that's depressing.
Yeah. He is just a black circle now. He's gone.
We're turning the show
Black
inside
spot.
out.
All right. Let's move on.
Wow.
Steve
Wow.
Rogers versus Clint Barton. I'm not
Come on.
even waiting for the votes.
I can
You
do
know.
this all day.
Yep.
I know.
Bryan, I'm on your left.
Language.
You are on my left. Look at that. Okay. Now it's going to get interesting.
All right, let's do it.
Carol Danvers
Okay.
Hey there, Peter
Mark.
Parker.
versus Scott Lang, Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Favorite character.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
I'm picking Ant-Man too.
Taking
Clean
your
sweep.
hand too long.
Why there, Carol Danvers?
I want to know what the comments are. The comments like fighting for Captain Marvel, or did everyone at home?
We're
go,
moving
I'd say-
fairly fast. I got Ant-Man, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man,
It's
Captain
tied,
Marvel.
yeah.
So it's 2-2 right now.
Well, they're at this point they're going to vote against Carol because they just want to get rid of that bit. They're getting tired of that audio bit.
Wait,
I
which
think
bit,
that the-
Mark? What bit?
What bit was that?
What is it, Mark?
Hey there, Peter Parker.
And Peter
Ooh,
Parker's
it's getting
gonna,
more and more interesting.
Peter Parker's going to make it further and further, so you still get to do it.
Yeah.
And now
Got
he'll be the
something
only
for
one left, so it won't be a little confusing.
Yeah. My apologies, everybody.
T'Challa versus Loki.
Ooh.
Oh man, this is
Bing Bong wants to know what they do in the chat. Bing Bong, you just need to chime in when it's a tiebreaker. You can chime in as well throughout, but
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are killing it too. Like I'm loving watching the votes come in real time. Like really awesome.
And we just got 2 votes for Loki
Yeah.
over T'Challa.
This is apples versus oranges, which is what makes it so interesting. Like these are probably, I would say, these are the 2 characters that are both amazing and have nothing to do with each other, really, just totally different characters.
Can you imagine
It
if
would be
these two
fun to
met,
see him
though?
on the screen, though. Yeah. Unfortunately, we're never going to see it. That would have been really interesting.
My heart and my head are in 2 opposite places with this. My heart is with T'Challa, by the way. I just knowing what the actor went through just adds so much to that character. Knowing that he was fighting while he was filming all of this stuff and battling it quietly just gives me a whole new level of respect for him. Which I'm also going to be honest, guys, to touch on the reveal later when they revealed the Wakanda Forever title. I kind of got a little sad for just a second, and I for me
For me, it was when they showed Chadwick doing the Wakanda Forever in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. Oh, you're never going to see it again, man. It's so sad. So sad. All right, let's officially cast our votes. Rob.
All right. Even after that wonderful thing, and I agree with you though, I'm going Loki.
Mark Valentine. Who is your official vote for? T'Challa. For me.
T'Challa.
Markie Mark.
I know it's rough. Loki can be used
Give it to the
more,
people, Mark. If you're that
more
torn,
context.
Yeah,
Give it to the people. Please, this one.
I'm really torn. Give it to the people.
Right.
We'll have it.
Loki, T'Challa, Loki, T'Challa, Loki,
Am I gonna have to vote?
T'Challa,
Are they torn?
T'Challa. It's a tie. So
Chadwick.
Next vote. If we don't get another vote in the next few seconds, then it's going to go to the higher seed, which is going to be T'Challa.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
watch the comments.
I'm gonna go T'Challa.
Just
T'Challa
as somebody said
advances.
Loki.
Yeah. No. Did somebody say Loki? That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I agree with that right there.
Mark needs to do a
the fans
TikTok
what
in a
they
Peter
want,
Pan
Mark.
outfit.
Give the fans what they want.
So last night we did the Disney bunch, which I did in costume. I did as Peter Pan. But I feel like when you're
Hey
on
there, Peter Pan.
I knew it was
Hey there, Peter Pan. when you're on the show, you gotta bring your A game because you're a recurring guest on the Disney bunch. So
The Disney bunch.
That's not a bad
Disney
TikTok,
bunch.
though. A Hey Peter Pan TikTok. All right. Black Widow versus Bruce Banner. This is a
Black
matchup
Widow.
made. Quit playing hide the zucchini.
hey, big guy, sun's going down. Sun's getting low.
Does anyone else use that whenever someone's getting upset? I'm like, hey,
I can't
sun's getting
decide
real
that.
low.
I love that in Ragnarok when Thor says the sun's getting real low like 7 times when they're
Over
in
and
that. It's so good. Mark Valentine, I can't decide who that was a vote for though. Like sun's getting real low. Is that because Natasha's the one that says it?
It wasn't.
So.
It was just a line drop.
Okay.
I haven't
right.
voted yet.
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Wow.
Really?
Ragnarok is putting me over the edge for Hulk, strongest Avenger.
This isn't even close for me. It's Hulk by a lot.
Send
Wow.
it to the
So
people.
it's
Yeah,
sent to
okay.
the people. So we got a Black Widow, Hulk, Black Widow, Black Widow,
I'm
Black
hoping-
Widow, Hulk. So it's tied.
Why am I
again.
hoping that the Hulk wins? I'm hoping the Hulk wins.
Yeah. Why? Well, then just vote for it, and then
Yeah,
it's
I know,
all
you
over.
get to pick.
You know what? I'm going to go with Mark Ruffalo. Okay. Why not?
That was odd.
I know.
Okay.
I started rooting for him when you were like going for the comments. I'm like,
Black
come on,
Widow.
Hulk.
Black Widow won in the comments too.
She
But
did. She
You
just,
turned
got,
it.
she just got 3 in a row.
You turned
Wow.
your back on her. Nice.
All right. Well, I already wrote it, so
I
Hulk
kicked her off the
advances.
cliff by that.
Wow.
It's in pen. He wrote it. We can't.
It is in pen.
There's nothing we can do.
You're going to get more comments on the replay now than ever before because of this. People are going to get.
Yeah. I'm worse
right.
than an MLB umpire. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
They've been so bad this season. Thor, the 1 seed Thor, the pirate angel versus Rabbit. Rocket Raccoon.
I'm going.
That
with
is
Florida
not a
Thunder.
dude. This
I'm
is a
going Florida
man.
Thunder.
Does anyone want to vote for Rocket?
Not against Thor.
No, not against Thor.
Not against Thor.
He's a genius. I mean, he
He's
was always
worthy.
great at Thor as Thor, and then after Ragnarok, he added a whole different element to the character, and he's awesome.
You
And he
shouldn't
did
talk
give- he
that way
did-
to your captain, Quill.
And he did give Thor an eye, so it's kind of like
Ooh, but where did he store it though?
Listen, everyone knows who the winner is. It's you, of course.
Oh,
Of
course.
Of course. Okay. Sam Wilson versus the Scarlet Witch.
Sam Wilson.
I feel like Mark's always gonna lean towards anything Captain America.
No, I remember I voted against Sam Wilson. in the
Yes, sure,
previous
you
round.
did.
Yeah.
You did.
I'm
Is-
fair.
is
Don't you
Ethan
question
still-
my.
Well, yeah, you voted against Sam Wilson, but you voted in favor of Peggy Carter, so it's kind of like the same thing that Rob just
You
said.
still, yeah, you
Is
still
it?
did.
Is it? Don't you help him, Brian?
So wait, we have a vote for who already? We have
It
a,
is-
We have a vote for Sam. so
Scarlet
far.
Witch, and we have one vote for Sam already. Mark Valentine, Wanda Maximoff, Sam Wilson.
Sam.
Wow. I'm going
Wow.
Wanda. I'm going Wanda, definitely.
I'm 51-49, and I'm going to go Wanda as well. So in the comments we have Sam, Wanda, Wanda, Sam. Sam's got a 1-vote lead. We'll give it. We'll come back to it here in just a second. Let's move on.
I don't
Come
know if it
on,
matters,
guys, cut the
but
check.
No, Brian, you're giving your
Ethan-
girlfriend a shot. That's not fair.
She's
Ethan would have
Ethan's
definitely.
girlfriend.
I was gonna say Ethan would have definitely picked Wanda. I don't know if that matters.
That is a true statement. Tony Stark versus Nick Fury.
Tony.
The original post-credit boys. Sam just got another vote. Sam advances.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow.
Wow.
On your left. Okay.
Wow there, Peter Parker. Wow.
Tony Stark versus Nick Fury.
Tony for me.
Tony.
Yeah, Tony.
I love him 3000.
Oh dear.
I have another prop in my house for that, but I'm not going to go get it.
Ew.
Number 3 seed Doctor Strange versus number 2.
Hey there, Peter Parker. Got something for me?
Oh
I-
wow.
I got a
This
Peter
isn't even.
Tingle,
This
so I'm
isn't
going
even.
Peter Parker. Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't even close for me.
So
We're
can we,
using a-
can we so I mean I know we're all team Tom, but like can we call it it's pizza time?
Pizza time. Rob, favorite Spider-Man.
Tom Holland's my favorite.
Tom Holland.
I don't know your answer. I feel like it changes when we're
It
on.
does change. It changes
when
based
we're
on his
on
emo
United
moods.
We fan. And I will let you pick Peter B. Parker, Jake Johnson, or no, not Jake Johnson. No, it is Jake Johnson. From New Girl.
I think best all around is Tom Holland. But you know, different aspects, different. Yeah.
That is the correct answer.
No, Tom
I like
Holland.
that. I like that.
Underoos. Anybody voting for Doctor Strange here?
No.
We got a vote
Anybody
for
at
Doctor
home?
Strange in the comments
Lot
from
of-
the Facebook user.
Yeah. A lot of love for the Sorcerer Supreme, but Spidey, he gives me the Spidey senses. I like
The
it.
Peter Tingle.
The tingle.
Patrick Walsh picks Doctor Strange over Peter Parker. All
He's
right.
just what the doctor ordered.
Now, all right, gentlemen, it's getting interesting.
What are we
Number
down to?
1, Steve Rod. We're down to the Elite 8.
Elite 8.
Here we
Steve
go.
Rogers versus Scott Lang, Ant-Man.
I hate you. I hate you so much. You know what? Scott would vote for Steve.
Yeah,
That
I'm
he
thinking
would.
too.
That he would. I mean, it's Steve. It has to be Steve for me.
The Rod go.
So, we'll come back to you, Rob. You broke up for just a little bit. Mark Valentine.
Steve Rogers.
Rob, what did you say?
I said I hate to see Paul Rudd go, but Steve
Yep.
Rogers.
Yeah.
Number 1, T'Challa versus number 2, Bruce Banner.
Oh,
Oh. I'm gonna Hulk out on you for this.
Hulk
He's
out.
a baby. He'll
Hulk
grow.
out.
Time travel.
What are
Dad.
people? What are people saying at home? Like, is the giant giving 2 tacos winning the vote?
I forgot
Taco
about the
Tuesday.
tacos.
The tacos are amazing.
That was great.
When Rhodey shows up, what's up, regular size man? Oh, it's so good.
Oh,
Poor
dude.
Scott.
So many good moments.
All
What do you
right.
have in the comments?
Dude, and everything we've quoted about the Hulk, like anything Bruce Banner, it's all been from Endgame. He's so good in that movie.
Well,
Yeah.
no, we did some. Oh yeah, does Hulk have was it how many PhDs from
I can't-
Ragnarok?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact line there.
I'm just watching. I'm trying to monitor the comments. It looks like we have a
Yeah, we got Hulk, T'Challa,
Hulk.
T'Challa, Hulk, T'Challa.
It should be close. I'd rather see more things with Hulk in it as a character. It's nothing against actors or anything else. I'd rather see Hulk.
Interesting. I'm
So-
the exact opposite, actually. We are getting Hulk back in the She-Hulk series, though.
So good. Can't wait for that.
Markie Mark, who's your official vote for?
This is really tough for you, man.
Because
It's 1-1. He went Hulk. I'm going T'Challa.
Mark, do you have a strong vote yet, or no? Or are we both buying our time?
No, we're both buying our time. I think that's been both of us. We're really having a tough time with a lot of these.
T'Challa's great. I love Mark Ruffalo as the underdog. I personally loved his storyline in Age of Ultron that everyone wishes Joss Whedon didn't write about with him and Black Widow. I liked it, especially when he's trying to flirt with her in the beginning of Age of Ultron. When he's wearing Tony's too tight clothes in Ragnarok.
That was
Yep.
good. That's super good. I like when he jumps out of the plane too, and then he lands on the Rainbow Bridge.
I'm gonna give it to Hulk. I'm going Hulk.
All right. If you go Hulk, he advances. If you go T'Challa, T'Challa advances because he won the comments. Not to put a lot of pressure on you.
Wow. Oh my God.
How many episodes of Earth's Mightiest Weirdos over under is it going to be for Mark to say wow?
Mark, you can start going first, and then you don't have to.
Yeah.
Be put in this
maybe
position.
I'll do that. Oh my God, I hate myself right now, but I'm gonna go.
You know
Bruce
you want to
Banner.
say it.
I'm
Yeah,
going
you know.
Hulk.
Oh,
It's okay, man. We love you. No one's mad. We're good with that. We're
I'm
okay
mad.
with that.
Okay.
We're okay with that.
Thor versus Sam Wilson.
Oh my God.
This is where the rubber meets. You said you want to go first, so go ahead, Markie Mark. I hope this is interesting radio. We're getting a lot of people still talking in the comments. So
Yeah, I love it.
thank you
Yeah.
for coming, everybody.
I feel like there's
I-
going to be a new podcast next week. Indecisive Marks.
You know what, you guys? I have a feeling we'll
Mark,
be on the same
let
page.
me-
So you guys go ahead and vote.
Okay, so Marky Mark, let me help you out on this one. No one has been more of a hot take when it comes to Thor than I. I set the internets afire with my melted ice cream Thor hot take during the Thunderdome. That was a fight, though. That was in a fight. I kind of said he was lazy.
For those
But-
of you, I was gonna say no. You didn't kind of say he was lazy. The exact quote I believe is "Homeboy is lazy."
Homeboy is lazy. He needs a salad, was what I said. But Thor, of all of the characters moving forward in Phase 4, I really, really hope that even after he hands off the title of Thor, that they find something for him to do. He is wonderful to watch on screen. His comedic timing is perfect. He's really great in that role. Thor has become one of my, if not my favorite to watch on screen. He's my favorite. He is my favorite. So Thor, hands down. I love you, Cap. I'm rocking the Cap shirt, but Thor. For
I know.
me.
How can we not vote for him though? Wearing these shirts, I feel like it's blasphemy.
Because it's a great spirit
That's how
jersey.
good
That's
the
why.
MCU is. Bro.
Yeah.
That's why I wore a shirt with everybody on it.
I'm gonna go with Thor because I loved one. I think the first Thor is underrated. I think also Thor 2 is underrated. I defend it all the time. So being that I defend the Thor trilogy so much, and then I love his scenes in Infinity War so much, he like possibly steals Infinity War. I gotta go.
He's the best character in Infinity War.
I'm going Thor.
Rob, is it a clean sweep?
Yeah, it's definitely Thor. And I'm even going to go prediction. I think it's going to be Thor and Peter Parker at the end of that side of the bracket. It's going to be a rough
Mark.
Well, let's get to it.
Let's see.
Hey there, Peter Parker.
Versus his de facto father, Tony Stark.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, this is such a hard one.
Tony Stark versus Peter Parker.
Damn.
What do
Now
you?
we can't-
So let's buy some time.
Let's do it. This is a big one.
By saying, "Hey, everybody in the comments, we're probably going to need your help on this
Wait,
one."
Brian, are we at the final four? Where are we?
No, this
we're
is the
almost
last of the
there.
Elite Eight.
What if we like just stopped right now and made it right tune in next week?
No,
Because I'm not doing
please stand
that.
by.
Don't do that.
For 3 matchups next week? No, that's
Please
not
stand
happening.
It'll wind
No,
up like the rite of spring.
It
They'll
was
set the theater
Agatha
on fire.
all along.
Can I tell you something funny about this matchup? Tony Stark would always pick himself, but Peter Parker would pick Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Isn't that
You're not
interesting?
The
wrong.
I
one
don't
person,
know.
the
No.
one person Tony Stark would not pick
Correct.
himself over is this
Yeah.
person.
Is this?
It-
That's,
I agree. This is the
Well, who-
only time he would not pick himself.
I'm
Keep voting in the comments. We've
I'm
got a
going
lot of
Peter
responses. Iron
I'm
Man
going-
versus Peter Parker.
I'm going
Mark
Peter
goes
Parker.
Peter Parker. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who would Edith pick?
I think the answer is
I feel like
Quentin
Frankie
Beck.
and Patrick got mad at me and they went quiet once I voted against Groot. I feel like I lost so many
Patrick
friends.
just voted. They both voted on this one, so you're doing okay.
Okay.
So hard. It's so.
Is
hard.
Amanda
It's
there?
so-
Amanda and Brittany, are you still voting?
Brittany voted. Amanda also. All 4 of them voted for Peter Parker.
Can I love both of them. I love both of them. I love Tony Stark 3000. I'm voting for Tony.
There's only 1 in 14,605 ways the galaxy gets saved, and that is because of Tony Stark. But I am not casting my vote yet.
I was gonna say, what's the rank on this now?
1
But it
versus
was-
2.
Damn.
1 seed Tony versus 2 seed Peter Parker.
Do we have
Yeah,
any
I know, but-
Cinderella stories?
God,
What's that?
I can't believe.
We don't have any Cinderella stories, right?
No, not really.
I was
mean,
positive-
Hope beat the 1 seed T'Challa, but that's it.
I was positive you guys were gonna all pick Peter Parker, but I'm gonna pick Iron Man. Yeah, you can't do all this without Iron
Rob,
Man.
you are a Tony Stark kind of guy, though.
I am a Tony Stark kind of guy. It's my favorite Halloween costume of all time to date.
Do we have pictures?
Yeah, I probably somewhere. They're on Facebook.
I have a daughter named Parker. I'm not going against him.
Of course you're
Peter
not.
Good job,
Parker wins.
Katie.
so we've got
Amanda, that's cute.
Tony, Peter, Tony, Peter, Tony, Tony, Peter, Tony, Peter,
So many
Tony,
Peters.
Peter,
This is a family
Peter took a
show.
1-person lead.
Peter.
I'm glad this
Peter.
is in the comments. The
Tony
people
just got
deserve-
another vote. It is a straight up tie. Bing Bong says he hates them both. A rich white man versus a spider. I'm not for that. Okay, so it's a literal tie
Do we need
in
to
the
come back?
comments as well. So we'll come back to it.
God, that's crazy.
Oh, that's insane.
If you have not voted, please cast your vote.
Or don't. Yeah.
So
For-
Spider-Man versus Iron Man. Who's your favorite?
Oh, that's insane.
This is supposed to be rough.
The Iron
is.
Spider.
The Iron Spider? Or as Phoebe says, it's not Phil Spitterman.
That went over my head.
This
even
is-
as a
yeah.
Friends fan. I'm
Frankie out
sorry,
there has got it. I made a friend's joke. My bad.
man.
Anyone? Phil Spitterman? No? Okay. Moving on.
We got to stick with our rule. It is a tie in the comments. It is a tie amongst us.
Oh,
don't do
it, Brian.
higher seed advances.
Don't do it, Brian.
And Esther just cast her
Esther
final
just
vote
cast
for
her
Iron
final vote. That's it.
Esther.
Thank you, Esther.
Man. Let's stick
Thanks,
with
Frankie.
Iron Man. Let's stick with Iron Man. Tony Stark versus Thor, the God of Thunder.
Thor.
Wow, that was quick for you.
It was
That's
quick.
what she said.
What would you have done with Thor versus Spider-Man? Still Thor?
I would have actually had to think on that one.
This is ridiculously rough. Like, and I feel like depending on the day or what's going on, I could go either way on this. It's
Good job,
rough.
Frankie.
So Markie Mark already voted for Thor. Mark Valentine.
Come back to me, please.
Rob?
I need to think on this.
I know we're all going back. We're all going back and forth. The
I'm
thing
not.
that
I'm with Markie Mark. I am voting for Thor.
You're voting
Yeah,
for Thor?
get it, Brian. Wait, nope,
Um,
other side.
Mark, how torn are you? Because I'm debating if we should let the people do it.
I think
Oh my
listen.
God.
I'm really torn because
No, because I was gonna jump to Thor. That was gonna be my initial reaction. Again, going through Ragnarok, through Endgame, Thor.
Then
and
go.
everything.
Listen, then I would say just go with your heart. Go with Thor. Then I mean,
am torn. I'm a little thing. This
Esther
is
says
how
Iron
I
Man is more
feel.
powerful than Thor.
Well,
Thor
Esther, I don't know.
and-
I don't know about that. How are we judging? How are we judging that?
I think he's more ingenious. But
Bear beats.
But here's the truth though. Like, so the metric by which I've been picking all of these guys is who I want to see on screen.
On screen,
And I love them both on screen. And that's the honest to God truth. I don't think that there's a wasted moment with any of them. Tony's really funny. He has great comedic timing, but then he has the ability to, like, he really pulls on the heartstrings. Thor has just become really funny. He's really funny. I mean,
and lazy.
and lazy, you know, and lazy.
And strongest Avenger.
Strongest. Point Break.
Damn you, Stark.
So this is tough. I mean, I am probably gonna say Thor though, because I know I'm getting more of him versus I know that my time with Iron Man has come to an end.
So this is where I'm at. If that's why I don't do it by who I would want to see on screen more, because I love Tony Stark so much, but I don't ever want to see him on screen again. Like,
Fair enough.
Unless it's like a flashback or something like that. I do not want Tony Stark brought back to life.
Well, then it cheapens the sacrifice. Yep.
Correct.
Bryan, do you have any strong opinions about that billboard that popped up in LA about fans wanting Stark brought back?
Other than the grammatical nightmare that was that
Yes.
hashtag of bring Tony Stark back to, like, they bring back Tony Stark to life, I think is what it was. It was awful. No, it cheapens everything if you do it.
Yeah.
1 in 14,605,000. Amanda says, but he also pulls at the heartstrings with his discussion with his mom in Endgame. They're talking about Thor.
Yeah.
He can.
The fact how just that wonderful moment when I said wonderful a lot in last week, so I'm going to try to not do that as much. So I'm sorry, but when he proves himself that he's still worthy to wield Mjolnir, that is such a powerful moment.
Yeah.
Mark also cast for Thor, so Thor advances.
And if Ethan was here, he'd probably scream, "We're friends from work," and pick Thor. So we got that too.
That's fair. Steve Rogers versus Bruce Banner.
No question for me.
I'm
Anybody
going.
voting for Bruce?
I'm going Rogers, but of course, I mean it's very close.
Going for Rogers.
Well, our final four was, of course, Steve Rogers, Tony Stark, Thor, and Bruce Banner. So we could have just stopped after phase 1 and called it good, but
yeah.
I mean,
there's so much growth for those characters. That, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
That's a lot of Steve. Look at all those Steve votes.
Steve Rogers. That's all for that. Okay. So if you're in the comments, stop commenting because Steve has already advanced. We are now to our championship round. Mark, if you could leave a comment that say every vote after here counts for the championship. It is Steve Rogers versus Thor.
Wow. Wow.
And I am going to throw it to Markie Mark to make the case for Steve Rogers to win this championship. And then Rob, I want you to make the case for Thor.
Okay.
Markie Mark, why should Steve Rogers win the MCU favorite character bracket?
The reason I will say why Steve should win is why he would say he shouldn't win. He would say that Thor is a good man who has went through a lot of personal development, who has lost everything and lost who he was and came back. And Steve would want everyone to support Thor, but I think in doing that shows you and reminds you that there's only one Steve Rogers. We learned that there was a reason why he was the perfect person for the super soldier. He is a good person, how rare that is. And, you know, we all need sometimes a little old fashioned. No, not the drink. But
that was a muddled joke.
I know. That's my bad. So Steve, I just love the guy. He inspires me to be a better person. Thor inspires me to man, I feel like there's so many directions I could take the inspiration from Thor. But anyways,
Listen, man, Jar Jar Binks is in trouble right now. If this is the best defense that we've got in the people versus Jar Jar Binks, he's
here's the
going down.
thing. I want everyone to vote for who. The reason I'm voting for Steve Rogers is I love his character, I love his development, and I love what he has inspired in me. So if Thor has made you happy, vote for Thor. When it comes to Jar Jar Binks, I'm going to bring up how the guy has a redemption story that has not been told. He was a pawn who brought down the Senate, the Galactic Senate.
Tune into Babu's freaking podcast at another time for this Jar Jar Binks defense. Mjolnir, I just saw him being used as a back scratcher.
A Gungan starts off as a pawn.
It is tied 5-5 in the
became a
comments,
senator.
fellas.
It's all tied.
All right.
So
I know I gave I was never in debate for a reason.
You're good.
Steve Rogers is the man who inspired me, but Thor, I find myself, I don't blame people if they vote for Thor. His movies are ones that I spend a lot of time defending, and some of the best Marvel music. Yeah.
Rob, why should
My
Thor
turn.
win?
Thor very simply has more dimensions for me than Steve Rogers. I know what Steve Rogers is going to do. I know he's going to be on the straight and narrow. I know Thor. I love to watch.
Mark.
Thor. I love to watch how he struggles even with so much power and all that. And then the comedy from Thor ups it from Captain America for me. Two of my favorite Marvel scenes in the whole entire universe, both from Infinity War, and one is Captain America, one is Thor. When Steve Rogers saves Vision and Wanda in the train station is one of my favorite scenes. But then the other one is when he gets Stormbreaker and they come into Wakanda and they do that. When I start really breaking it down and putting them side by side against each other, nothing against Steve Rogers. I love Steve Rogers, but I'm picking Thor.
I'm going to say this, and it might surprise you. There are no instances where I eye roll Thor, but there's one instance where I eye roll Steve Rogers.
He would check out his own butt. That is well within his character.
He would check it out, but he would not go, that is America's ass. No, he wouldn't.
Yes,
so, no. Brian,
right.
Did you say that? Be honest to our viewers at home.
So, Brian, how are you voting on this?
Rob said it. If I'm gonna put it up in scenes. My second favorite scene in the MCU is when Thor arrives in Wakanda. But my favorite scene in the MCU is when Steve wields Mjolnir for the very first time.
See, that's how it is for me, and they're great reasons. There's no
there is no better 10-minute span in film history for me from Steve picking up Mjolnir to Avengers Assemble.
And
it is the greatest 10 minutes of film ever, and he punctuates both of those moments.
I'm going to also say those two characters have, I'm going to say, probably the most heartbreaking moments. When Steve is talking to Peggy in The Winter Soldier, and she's in the bed, and we find out she has Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. And then when Thor, he's talking to Rocket just about like everything he's lost in that ship. I think those two have probably one of the most heartbreaking moments in the MCU as well.
That's what makes Rocket such a good character for me, is that comment, is that conversation.
I got to be a captain now. Yeah.
All right. Official votes being cast. One for Steve Rogers. Markie Mark.
Rogers.
Thor.
Rob. Mark Ballantyne. You're kept up with the comments as well.
Yep.
You know who wins the comments.
There is no more. Listen, there's no more perfect moment for me than him tightening the broken shield, staring down the forces of Thanos, having, at that point, no hope. It is the perfect Marvel moment, which to me is what defines a hero. And when he wields Mjolnir and he has that moment, like the trailer today, I was one of those people that lost my mind in the theater. And I loved him riding in on the Bifrost and showing up, and then Hulk saying, "You guys are all screwed now." That was awesome. But there is no more perfect Marvel moment for me than that culminating moment at the end of Endgame. So I have to vote for Cap. I love them both, but I have to vote for Cap. He is on my Mount Rushmore.
I love this championship, though.
I do too.
Thor won in the comments too, 6-5.
Yeah.
So Steve Rogers is the winner of the Heroes Choice Awards, the bracket of MCU characters. Steve Rogers, the rightful winner, gentlemen.
The first Avenger. So how can we have a problem with it?
I think my Eurovision joke did not land with Bing Bong. So if you're still here, my apologies. It was more when you said ya. It just made me think of Eurovision with
ya, ding dong, ding dong. Wow, everybody listening at home is having so much fun.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched Eurovision, you should watch it. It's good Will Ferrell comedy. It's very, very funny.
Yep.
Congratulations to Steve Rogers. Congratulations to our audience. You kept up with us. That was super fun for me. I hope you guys all found it fun. I really enjoyed that.
I think we set a world record for this tournament. We did it in an hour and 12 minutes, man. That was pretty amazing.
I do have some more brackets broken down into 16 scenes from phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 in the Avengers films. We'll give everybody a bit of a bracket break, but that's going to be fun to do at another time as well. We've got a lot more Marvel content to break down, but there's a lot of other content going on out there too. Piano Rob, are you playing the Boathouse this weekend?
I am. I'm playing 4 shifts in 3 days at the Boathouse this weekend. Friday and Saturday night, and Saturday Sunday brunch.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a Saturday brunch at the Boathouse now, huh?
Starts this week, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Wonderful. Markie Mark, what's going on at United We Fan?
Let's see here. We have our Office episode. It's not out yet, right? No?
It's not out yet, only because we're having publishing challenges. So keep an eye on your podcast feeds. When we get that straightened out, you will have an Office episode featuring the Wolf of Main Street himself, Ethan.
Yep. And thank you. Let's see. Thank you, Justin, who's our composer for the show. He's out with a new song, so check him out. Support local artists. Same with John, who did our artwork for our latest United We Fan, him and Fidel. So thank you both. Support local artists. Check them out. Buy their music. Buy their art. Don't ask them for discounts or anything. Support them.
Mark, what's going on in this Diz Life land?
Dude, so I'm so excited about this week. Our regular episode with this Diz Life, we are going to have the audio version of Amy and Dina and the Foodie Awards, which we dropped at a really awkward time on Sunday. So there weren't a lot of people that had a chance to catch it on the live stream. We had Amy and Dana from the Run Eat Drink podcast. For those of you who don't know Amy and Dana, their taste is impeccable. So we asked them to come on since it was award season, and they did the Run Eat Drink podcast Foodie Awards and picked their favorite food and drink items from across the kingdom. It was a lot of fun. Dwayne was in there with me. We made it really, it was a spectacular show, and it was really fun and funny. But I am really psyched and proud. May the 4th be with you, gentlemen.
Make sure you put out Shocky Milk and Chicky Nuggies for Grogu tonight.
Chicky Nuggies, So Bryan and I had a chance to, on Sunday, we taped the first episode of Babu's Frickin' podcast. I was telling these guys before they came on, I was really proud of the product that we put on. So we had 3. Bryan and I are used to working opposite each other in terms of like our tempo, and we're getting used to each other's sort of style with podcasting together. But we brought in the best man for my wedding, Mike Ruby, and it was just so seamless to have the 3 of us like laughing, dropping these one-liners with everything Star Wars. And it was just really fun for us to do that. I've missed a Star Wars podcast, but we also had a chance to break down The Bad Batch, which is going to be released tomorrow on Disney Plus. So if you would like
70-minute premiere episode too, by the way.
So if you want to get into The Bad Batch, but you feel like you have not yet caught up with the Clone Wars, check out our podcast tomorrow on your drive to work. It's a really great way to meet The Bad Batch, to talk about the characters, and to give you somewhat of a spoiler-free breakdown of who these guys are, so that if you do want to go back and watch some of the Clone Wars, you don't have that series spoiled for you. It really sets you up for success for the next show. And I paid a really nice compliment to Markie Mark, who's below me. Markie Mark does a great job with this always. Whenever he's talking about anything, that he walks that fine line of giving you a lot of information without spoiling it for you. So I tried to channel my inner Markie Mark with that show, and I feel like we did a really great job. So go over to Apple. It's on Apple. It's on Spotify. It's on Google Podcasts. Babu's frickin' podcast. Subscribe to that, please. We're so proud of the show. It's really exciting. Like, you can tell I'm geeking out over it. I'm a real Star Wars guy. Like, I love Marvel too, but Star Wars is my real passion.
It was such a fun show to do. I can't wait to talk more Star Wars on Babu's freaking podcast. I can't wait to talk more Marvel on Earth's Mightiest Weirdos. Gentlemen, that was a blast. It was a lot of fun. Disnews has been postponed tomorrow night. They will not be doing a show of Disnews this week, so stay tuned for that. We'll be back next Monday night. Gentlemen, for the children.
For the children.
For the children.